getting our hopes high by bringing Farhan Akhtar in the Miss Marvel, and then also putting us down by the way how the episode kind of ended. Welcome back to the Arabic. Absolutely fine. What an episode it has been. After all, Indian actor has finally made his debut in the MCU, but sadly it was not for that long. Even though we had a glimpse of Fawad as well, who is a Pakistani actor, considering that so many things that this episode had kind of touched, it right away picks off from where we had kind of left in the last episode, where she and her grandmother saw that specific train coming, which had written Karachi over there. So it kind of directly hinted that they have to go back to Karachi, and that is how this episode kind of starts. She and her mother travels back to Karachi at her place, where her nani, who is her grandmother, lives in. They get to know so many new things about that specific home, and how her legend is, and how her grandmother is literally aware about everything, that how she is a jinn and how her powers are. And there is a kind of subtle undertone where they are kind of trying to, like, she always had kind of tried to tell her daughter, who is Kamala's mother, Muniba, but she definitely might not have agreed to what she must have been telling, and because of that she kind of fled Pakistan and went to America and settled down there. But now that when is back, she is kind of traveling in the rural, into the streets of Karachi, where she finally meets the Red Dagger, which technically Marvel has kind of promoting every day on Instagram. Even if I'm trying to remove that ad, I keep seeing Miss Marvel being paired with the Red Dagger, and we finally meet the Red Dagger, and it is a part of those Red Dagger gangs. And Farhan Akhtar, who is an amazing actor, creator and producer from India, and I was literally willing to see him specifically in this show, but then again he kind of tries to explain Kamala, how exactly the jinn or the clandestine and their dimension is linked to our world. Like, there is a thin line, and because of that specific bangle which he has, they are able to separate both of these worlds. And if anything, if that bangle is taken by the clandestines, they might be able to destroy our dimension totally, and that is why that bangle is so much important. But apart from that, of course, the rest of the people who were trying to steal that dagger, who are the original jinns, who are trying to go back to their own home dimension, who were kind of abandoned, who were kind of removed from their own dimension. They get away from that jail, and they directly land up, surprisingly, within even less than 24 hours from US to Pakistan. So good job, and also surprising job. But apart from that, once the fight kind of starts between them, unfortunately Farhan's character is dead, and which was the saddest part of the entire episode, because you kind of introduce for us it is super emotional, because you literally get to see one Indian actor playing such an important character in MCU. I was even starting to have my hopes that could he be the one who could lead her into her path, and would we be able to see him in future. But technically he was not shown dead, but like the Red Dagger, like the guy who is there, he kind of tells that he's just gone. So I don't want to say that he is technically dead. He might still be aware, he might still be alive. We can just technically hope on that, probably in the next episodes. But now they are in such a phase that the fight continues in a kind of a dhobi, which is kind of the place where we wash our clothes. And after that, the main villain who's there, she kind of directly hits her bangle, and she kind of gets teleported to the partition. Also, talking about the partition, there was such a soft area which was kind of the overall partition story, which was kind of touched by this specific story, which was the partition. Her grandmother says these lines which kind of brought goosebumps, like her passport is Pakistani, but she has Indian roots, and it, like, the border which is there, it is filled with blood and pain, and we can literally feel that in her eyes, the way that she was really talking about. And once that specific once Kamala's bangle was kind of directly hit by that knife, she gets on that specific day of partition, where thousands and lakhs of people were fleeing from that train towards Karachi, and that is where the episode kind of ends. So that is it for the overall story recap, and such an amazing episode that I've seen so far in the entire series. And of course, we are kind of hoping that Farhan is still not dead, and maybe we would get to see Fawad as well, because not just in one picture, maybe a kind of a whole role if we kind of go into flashback. But yeah, that is it for the whole show. Let me know what in the comments below, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and we'll meet you in the next video.